What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? BizzyDad here. You there, checking out the next round of spoilers from Force of Will's Return of the Dragon Emperor. We are jumping into light and blue this time around. But before we get into it, a really special thank you and a hello to Negative Legend, who is a big-time Force of Will YouTuber around here and who took the time to make some custom channel art for me, the new banner art on my channel right now that I have up there. It looks really amazing. I'm just got to make sure that the sizing is good and I get everything centered. Sometimes I get a little klutzy with that, but I'm going to get it up there and fully functional. But Negative, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And it came out amazing. So I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description below and go check him out. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to him. He does a lot of great video, great content. Really good guy. So thank you again. So here we go into the spoilers this week. Millium, right in your face, right at the moment. The light blue ruler, Millium, successor of the Dragon Crest. So a human ruler with a judgment of 7. Really steep. 1 light, 1 blue in 5. But with a discount, you may pay 1 less to play this ability for each 4 dragon power counters on this card. So, interesting mechanic. You have to get counters on him, which I'm sure we're going to see some support for that. And for every 4 counters, you chop 1 off the judgment. Of course, the discount always comes on the colorless, not the actual cost. So the most you could save is 5. There's your energize for light and blue, 1 of each, not both. Nice try. And whenever you roll 1 or more dice using force, put a dragon power counter on this card. Okay, so just answered my own question. There's a way to get a power counter. So every time you roll dice using force. So we already have cards in place such as Dreams of Flight and the Grim Resonator from the starter deck will let you activate and roll die too. So those are going to be ways to get counters on Millium. And okay, so let's see let's pay our judgment. However discount we got on it, we're going to flip him over and becomes Millium the Sacred Dragon. So it's a Dragon J ruler with flying, 0 attack and defense. So when he comes in, he dies. That's a joke, of course. He does not come in and die. He's going to get energy somehow. So let's read the text. As this card enters your field, force. So we're going to roll X, where X is the number of dragon power counters on this card. Wow. So for every power counter you put on Millium, when you J activate, you're going to roll a die for each counter. And the card will enter your field with Y +1/+1 counters on it, where Y is the result of the roll. So simply put, if you happen to get 10 power counters on Millium on his ruler side and you J activated, you will get to roll 10 dice, and whatever number is the total of that roll, that will be +1/+1 counters onto Millium. He has the potential to be huge, as further justified by the bottom text, which says when this card enters your field, if there are 40 or more +1/+1 counters on this card, destroy all J resonators your opponent controls. A tremendous board nuke if you can get 40 or more counters on it, which is quite possible if you have a deck full of cards that make you roll dice all throughout the game. Getting a good amount of dice to roll for Millium's J Ruler side. This is a pretty interesting card, and I like the gimmicky stuff. So it does have my interest, but it's really going to depend on support. So let's see what we have. First off is the Stone of Dragonoids, and this is going to be Millium's special magic stone, because if your ruler is not Millium, then the card's going to come in rested unless you pay 300 life. Treat the card as a light and water magic stone, so you can rest to produce light or water. And when this card enters your field, if your ruler is this Millium, put a dragon power counter on it. So good support right off the bat. The stone is going to give you a power counter, and every time you roll dice, you're going to get a power counter. So it's a good start. Would like to see more dragon power counter support, because you need 4 counters to eliminate 1 cost for the judgment. How do I pronounce this? Ryula or Ryula. I say Ryula. Alabaster Dragon Princess. This is an ancient or Dragonoid resonator. 2 light, 1 other to play, 800 attack and defense. And when this card enters your field, you choose 1. Put target Dragonoid with total cost 2 or less from your graveyard into your field. Very nice. Or if your ruler is astral, heal it. And what that means is if your J ruler dies and flips back over to its ruler side, healing it means it can now J activate again. So pretty neat ability, but I can see this card being used for that first choice too, because it basically just puts 2 bodies into the field, which is really good. Also, other ancients and Dragonoids you control gain +2/+2. So good solid support card here. Being able to pay 3 if you have a 2 cost or less Dragonoid in the graveyard. Basically for 3 you're getting 2 bodies. So pretty good value right there. Alabaster Dragon Knight. There's an ancient or Dragonoid resonator that costs 2 or less. So here's somebody that can come in with Ryula's enter ability. 1 blue, 1 light to play, 400 attack and defense. And when this card enters your field, force 1, roll a die. Here it is. Put X +1/+1 counters on this card where X is the result of the roll. So it's coming in at 4/4 plus whatever you roll on top of it. And Millium gets a dragon power card. So good effect there. Tiny Alabaster Drake is a 1-drop dragon resonator, 100 attack, 300 defense with flying. And whenever this card attacks, you roll a die with force, and the card will gain only attack plus X attack until end of turn, where X is the result of the roll. So not bad. He's going to get an attack boost. He's a 1/3 flyer, so can't see him staying around too long. Unfortunately, he doesn't have swiftness. That would have been nice for him to come in and swing right away to get Millium a dragon power counter, but just another force option to get the counter on him. Millium's Roar. Here's a 2-drop chant. You can only do it on your turn. 1 blue, 1 light, and here is force. 1, roll a die. Put X +1/+1 counters on each of up to 2 resonators, where X is the result of the roll. So we are having stones that give counters, we're having resonators that give counters, and now here are some spells that give counters to Millium. So I like that direction. I like that there are going to be a lot of options to get counters on him. The only thing I'm worried about here is that the deck is going to be too heavily dependent on these force cards, and there's not a lot of power behind them outside of just building the counter. So something to keep in mind on here. This is Dragon Power. It's our last card today, and it is a 2-drop, 1 light, 1 other, quick cast chant. You could do it at any time, but look, it says Ancient Magic. That's interesting. We don't have a light Ancient Magic ruler just yet, but here is a little hint that we probably will down the road. Look at the artwork, by the way. It's really amazing. So force 1, roll a die. Target J resonator gains +X until end of turn, where X is the result of the roll. Recover that card if it's a Dragonoid. So while this card can be used in any scenario, it adds the value when you target a Dragonoid. You get to recover it, so you have a Dragonoid out there, you swing, you attack, and then you play the dragon power, roll a die, target the Dragonoid +X, recover, and then it could swing again. So the card will have its use, but obviously you would prefer to target a Dragonoid with this so you can get the extra potential swing by recovering it. Wow, okay, so that is it for today. Millium, wow. I'm on the fence right now. I like the quirkiness of it. I like how it's unique, but I don't know just how impactful it could be. Obviously, it could be a game ender if you run the Levitine with the flying and swiftness and get over the 40 counters and just clear the field and then swing once and end it. So that's intriguing. But we'd really have to see the rest of the cards just to see how viable that is. But I want to know what you think. You like these spoilers? You hate it? How is Light and Blue looking to you? Leave a comment. Love our discussion. You know I love to do that. And just like, share, subscribe. We got more videos, more spoilers coming. So, as always, thanks for a few minutes, and I'll talk to you soon.